guys, so today I'm going to be giving you guys a lotion review, and today I'm going to be talking about a product by Stella & Co from Australia. So basically it's a skin glowing face cream, and it comes with vitamin C and manuka honey with hyaluronic acid. So when I review a product, I usually talk about the chemicals inside the ingredients. Because I'm a chemist, so I'm very much interested in talking about the different chemicals in the products because I'm curious, and I'm also interested in learning the different chemicals and its effect on the product. And also I wanted to raise awareness for people to learn more about the chemicals surrounding you so that at least you know what you are actually buying. So, because sometimes that it doesn't have to be the price, it's just based on the fact that the chemical they use that could affect you and your health. And because of that, I want to emphasize it that all these products that I'm talking about in these videos are all paid by myself. No one sponsor me, and all I'm doing this is just for fun, and also want to share some of the stuff so that everybody could know about or learn. So next time when you go to a supermarket, or if you want to go to like look at cosmetic, at least you have an idea what kind of stuff is in those products that you are planning to buy. So this is how I'm going to talk about this. At first, I'm just going to talk about all the chemical listed in the ingredients, and then I'm going to wave in by giving yesterday does this chemical has a positive effect or a negative effect, and if this particular chemical has both positive and negative effect, I'm going to determine by waving in which one has a heavier effect on the other one, and then going to give the point whether it's going to be a positive point or a negative point. So let's start. We're going to do this alphabetic order based on the ingredients. So this powder has 21 ingredients, not including water. But since we already know what water is, I'm not going to talk about this. So for the 21 ingredients, the first one we are talking about is going to be benzylic alcohol. It is a preservative and solvent. It's an organic alcohol that helps to prevent the growth of bacteria and fungi. It's also aid in the even distribution and absorption of other ingredients in the lotion. It is considered safe up to 10%. Like many chemicals used in these products, it usually never go higher than a 1-3% or even 1.5%, depending on the chemical you're talking about. So the range is usually like 0.5 until up to 3 at the max. So you never come across ones that have 10%. So the negative effect of this chemical is skin irritation, which as we go down the list, you're probably going to hear the same thing. One of the major negative effects is that it may cause skin irritation or even rash for sensitive individuals. So comparing the positive and the negative effect, I would say the positive effect has contributed much more in this chemical. So I'm going to give 1 positive point for this chemical. The next one is the benzobenzoic. So it's a treatment for parasitic infection like lice and mites, and it also acts as a fragrance and a preservative, and it has a skin conditioning that could make skin feel smoother and softer. However, it has the potential for irritation at high concentration. Again, it's very unlikely in this case, and it's not recommended for sensitive skin, as it can disrupt the skin's natural protective lipid. So avoid applying it to broken skin because you do not want this chemical go inside your body. So I'm going to give this a positive point because it does help to preserve the chemical, and also that it could benefit the skin general health. And the next one, I'm not going to say the chemical name. I'm just going to say it's a shea butter, which many people have heard this term. It has a positive effect of moisturizing and soothing the positive properties. So it's beneficial for dry or irritated skin. So I'm going to give a positive point for this chemical. The next one is kind of controversial. It's called the carbomel. So it's CARBOMEL. It's a thickening agent. It enhancing the product's texture and stability. It's a synthetic polymer that helps create a smooth gel and preventing ingredients from separating. You also have this high dystrobil active ingredients, evenly but it's not a direct active ingredient for skin health, but may contribute to a better skincare experience. It's non-irritating and safe. It's also a key ingredient in many lotions and creams. The negative side, especially if you are a eco-friendly person, the downside of this chemical is a microplastic, so it does contribute to environmental pollution. And even because of that, some may find it a mild irritation, despite that it is considered as non-irritating chemical. So for people who are eco-friendly or support the environment, I would not recommend this product. Despite the fact that it probably has a very low concentration, but the problem is that it does affect the environment, especially for the past few years. There have been research saying how microplastic affect a lot of people, a lot of like fish and so forth, which end up is going to go back to the human because we consume fish. So that's the sad part of it. Uh, However, it is a key ingredient in many lotions because it does replace all the harmful chemicals that have been used for decades. Of course, that is not an excuse, but the fact that the reality is that it is become one of the key ingredients in many of our products that is unavoidable. So I'm gonna give it a negative point because, to be honest, though, it is much more a chemical to maintain the integrity of the product more than being an active ingredient. So I'm gonna give it a negative point for this chemical. So the next one is called the cetyl alcohol. So what this is a thickener and a stabilizer. You are supposed to soften the skin, and unlike drying, alcohol is non-irritating. It's derived from coconut or palm oil. And I think in this product, it's supposed to come from coconut. So I'm going to give it a positive point for this chemical. And the next one is the chlorphenosine. It's a synthetic preservative. It doesn't do anything else. It's just a preservative. And the negative side is it may cause skin irritation or allergic reaction to some people, such as swelling or rash. And due to its sheer uh, uh, urinary metabolite with another drug, it could potentially lead to false positive results in anti-doping tests. So if you're an athlete, then definitely a no for this product. Again, I'm assuming that it's still, very small, low concentration. But if I'm an athlete, I'm not gonna risk this because it's gonna ruin my career. So it's definitely a negative point for people who are athletes, but for other people, um, it's, I think you should. I'm gonna give it a neutral point for this product because it is only add as a synthetic preservative. It doesn't really do much or improve your skin. So it's gonna be a neutral point for this chemical. The next one is glycerine or glycerol. It adds as a chemical that attracts and retains moisture from the air to hydrate the skin. So it's a moisturizing and skin protecting properties. It's non-comedogenic, so which means it wouldn't clog pores and suitable to all types of skin. So definitely a positive point for this chemical. The next one is limonene. So it basically is LIMONENE. It's a fragrance ingredient. The scents and potentially help to dissolve all the ingredients. It's found in citrus fruit peel. It's often used to mask the scents of all the ingredients in the product. But it can oxidize when exposed to air, leading to skin irritations or sensitizations in some. For me, I'm not a big fan of scents like fragrance and stuff because most of the times people are allergic because of fragrance. So for me, I don't really see the benefit of this other than like stimulate your noise, your smell, to make you more attracted to that. But otherwise, I was concerned much more on the negative side of it because, I mean, you can oxidize and expose to air, leading to skin irritation. Although so far it doesn't, I do not have any irritation. I cannot speak for other people who have a much more sensitive skin. So, and I think it's unavoidable because once you open the container, you are going to expose it to air, even though a little is still a lot or some. So I'm going to give you a negative point for this chemical. The next one is called linalool. So basically LINALOOL is a fragrance. It's naturally occurring in many plants, including lavender and citrus fruit. It has many I mean, it may have an antimicrobial or antioxidant. It means the lotion contains a naturally occurring substance used primarily as a fragrance ingredient, and you may offer anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties, and it aids in controlling acne breakouts, ensuring the skin remains clear and blemish-free. But it could allergic to some individuals. But overall, I'm gonna give a positive point for this ingredient. And then the next one is perfume. So basically, it's a scent chemical that could be natural and synthetic. I don't know which one because it doesn't say in this product, but I'm gonna assume this is a synthetic version of it. You can create skin irritation and allergies for some. I don't have any allergies after applying this. And like I said before, it's a sense chemical, so it doesn't really much affect me or any positive effect apply on you. So I'm just gonna give you a neutral point for this. The next one is petroleum jelly. So it's a curative agent that creates a protective water resistant barrier on the skin surface and also reduce water loss and also protect the skin from external uh, stuff like wind and cold and aid in healing minor cuts and burns. So I'm assuming this is, I mean, gonna assume this is not medical grade, but if this is often used in the medical or in the hospital to treat people, especially burn patients, and also people have suffered like diabetic with an open wound. So this is something I would consider a very good uh, chemical. So I'm gonna give it a positive point for this one. And then the next one is called the phenol or ethanol. It's a preservative. It's safe at low concentration. It's regulated by the FDA and the European Commission. It prevents lotion from separating. It is a preservative and it inhibits microbial growth. No carcinogen effect were observed in two studies. So which is good because that means that it's not cancer-inducing chemical. But it does may irritate sensitive skins in individuals. To be honest, this is a preservative. It does what it does. But the good thing is it's not carcinogen, which unlike a lot of preservatives that we are still using. So I'm just gonna give it a positive point for this one, just because it's not carcinogen, or at least according to those two studies. So the next one is sodium hydroxide. It's also known as a pH adjuster to help stabilize the product's formula. It's a strong base to neutralize acids such as the alpha hydroxy acid or AHAS. It prevents irritation. It can also help turning oil into soap. So, but it does have if it's high concentration, it could be corrosive. But I highly doubt this for this product. Um, so it's fine because in most lotion, it has a small amount. It's not enough to kill someone. So, and then the next one is called stearic acid. It is a thickener. It blends oil and water-based ingredient. It improves the skin's ability to retain moisture. It's a surfactant to help clean the skin by binding with dirt and oil. But it may cause irritations for some sensitive skin individuals. So I'm going to give one positive point for this chemical as well. The next one is a cotton liquid perfume. It provides a protective barrier to the skin and also by locking in moisture and offering benefit for dry skin, eczema, and porosis. However, it's kind of like a paradox because you say that you can cause stinging or burning in sensitive skin. You may trap dirt, bacteria, and sweat, leading to irritations or breakout in some individuals. And concerns about potential long-term effects like preventing a natural skin regulation and the risk of serious impurities in less refined grade. I don't know what grade is this, but I mean, another thing is it's highly flammable. So I'm going to give a negative point for this because the irony is that you say you could have benefit for the enzyme, but the thing is that for the negative part, you could trap dirt and bacteria. This is something that you don't want for people who have Alzheimer. And people who have Alzheimer are usually have sensitive skin. So it's kind of like counter, wow, you just like there's a paradox between the good and the bad. So basically, I'm gonna give a negative point for this, even though I don't feel anything. Like I said before, I don't have any allergic after applying this. But I cannot say for people who have sensitive skins. And then the next one, I'm not going to say the chemical name. I'm just going to say it's called a Kadadu Boom Food Extract. It's a potent antioxidant protection, skin brightening to even tone and fade dark spot, collagen stimulation for anti-aging effect. You have a soothing and anti-inflammatory property that cream redness and irritation, but you can also cause skin irritation or dryness. So if overused, you could trigger sensitive skins with allergies. So I'm gonna say that a positive point for this. I think that you have much more a positive effect than negative. And the next one, which is the selling point of this, I'm not gonna say the chemical name, but the popular name is called the Manuka honey. So basically, it's an antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and hydrating properties. You help with acne, eczema, and dryness, and it's also wound and skin repair healing properties, which could accelerate tissue regeneration and repair damaged skin cells. But again, it can cause potential allergic reaction. It's considered, especially if you use raw honey, which I doubt this in this powder. It's definitely synthetic or processed. Okay, but you also need to consider the powder formulation, which it doesn't stay in the powder itself. But I trust if this is they are selling this as a highlight, it's definitely have a better formulation than the other ones. So I'm gonna give a positive point for this. And then the next one is the tocophenol acetate. It's a form of vitamin E for its antioxidant and also moisturizing and potential photoprotective benefit. It also shields skin from damage and improve its texture. So it's generally mild and may include skin irritation or allergic reaction, but I will still give a positive point for this. And also, this is another highlight of this product. So you should not go wrong with those major ones, okay? So, and then the next one is the sodium hydrogenate. Is also another selling point of this product. It comes with the potent hydrating ingredient that attract and bind water to the skin. So it's a moisturizer and reduce the appearance of wrinkles. And its smaller molecule size allows it to penetrate deeper in the skin layer. It's considered safe and adverse reactions are uncommon because it's a naturally occurring molecule in the body. But still though, it could still cause skin dryness or irritation and allergic reaction. Anyway, I'm gonna give a positive point for this one. And then the next one is called the citrus or tantium peel oil or bitter orange. So it's supposed to improve texture, antioxidant protections against free radical and gentle exfoliation, along with the mood boosting and the uh, energetic aroma. So basically, I guess it's supposed to stimulate your hormone to improve your mood. I don't know how they do it, but that's what you say. But the negative side is that it gives the skin irritation, increase photosensitive and allergic reaction, and so they would suggest you to avoid direct sun exposure after application due to increased UV sensitivity, which is kind of uh, sad, I guess. But I think I understand why there are other chemicals that actually say that you protect photo uh, photo radiation or radiance or whatever that is. So basically, this because of this chemical makes your skin UV sensitive, and therefore they also use other chemicals that's supposed to prevent you from that by having a kind of like a skin barrier. But overall, I would definitely say that give it a negative point for this because it actually um, makes it makes your skin much more sensitive to the sun, which you do not want to apply this when you're going out. I guess I'm assuming that you need to apply this at night, but it doesn't really say any of that. So I don't know. And then finally, another one is the an oil extract. I'm not gonna say the chemical one. I'm just gonna say that it's also known as balsam of Peru. So it's potentially used to heal wound and as a fragrance, and it's antibacterial and antifungal, which can help protect the skin from certain microbes. Its distinct sweet scent is a blend of vanilla, cinnamon, and caramel, but to my knowledge, it smells like Manuka honey. So anyway, and its negative effect is one of the most common contact allergen. It can cause allergic reactions, including severe rashes. At this moment, I haven't had any of this, thankfully, so I'm gonna say give it a positive comfort. So overall, those are the chemicals, and like I said before, it has 21 ingredients, not including water, and all the 21 ingredients, there are 13 positive, like 13 out of 21 chemicals that is considered good, and then 4 out of 21 chemicals that is considered neutral, and then 4 out of 21 of them are considered bad. So you kind of need to focus on if those 4 chemicals uh, are the downside of you thinking if this is a good one. And I think one of the most concerned about is the polymer because it does contribute a major issue to the environment. But in my opinion, I really like this product. It smells very good. It also makes my skin very soft. And but still, though, I have to face the reality that it contain polymer that could be harmful. And also, I'm not really sure. There haven't enough research study to say how much it affect as a human on the skin, uh, aside from digesting it through other food sources. So anyway, I would give it a 4 out of 5. The only reason I subtract 1 point is because of the polymer. But overall, I really like this chemical. I mean this product. So anyway, I hope you guys find this video interesting, and I hope that you guys learn something from this. So again, thank you for listening, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you very much.